I just woke up. It's about 9 a.m. looking into that eastern sector, and look at all this. Rail after rail after rail after rail. And they're going every which way. Some have been wisped. Look at the finned work over here. This is incredible finned work. Hope you can see this through the viewfinder. When it comes up on the big screen, this finned work's incredible. Look at those fins. Anyway, I'm heading to the Great Wide Open to give you a complete wide-angle view of what's going on. And then we got this guy out there spraying. They sprayed during the night. We saw him, got him on the video in yesterday's episode. Right after the blood moon, they were out there spraying. Looks like a silver bullet. Joseph Clyde here for AscensionPathway.com on the Evan Fain YouTube channel, bringing you grid work, geoengineering on a daily basis. Today's Monday, September 28th, 2015, the day after the blood moon. You saw what happened last night under the video that I had, and they were out spraying all night. Look at the residue they've got built up in the sky now. There's just rail after rail. Few cloudoids over the mountain range that they fluffed up, but they're not really fluffed. They're just plasma. Look at as I pan over here. Look how gray and nasty this whole sky is. The whole sky is nothing but chemtrail wisps and cloudoids. We got a guy right up here. He's not spraying. Everybody else is spraying except this guy up here, unless he's waiting. Over here you can see the effects of the Medusa and a bunch of cloudoids all sitting in a nice straight formation just in one sector. So I pan over here. This is the north sector, and I pan right up here, and we got a guy up here spraying a nasty rail. Oh yeah, look how nasty this rail is. See if I can bring him in. Can't really see him, it's so bright. You can see the rail going all the way across, right into that eastern sector, where it's just a big friggin' mess of chemtrail plume. Look at that plume. Look at that plume. There's that rail. There it is. Look how nasty. And he's still spraying. All the way, he's got it equator to equator with chemtrail plume. Back over here, we got more people spraying. It's just, look how nasty. I don't even have any more words for this, people. I really don't. It's just, this is just nastiness. Our sky's not even blue anymore. Look it up here, how the wisps and chemtrail, sun, white, should be yellow. It's just a friggin' mess. And I don't know about you, but I am sick and tired of this over and over and over again. Look at this plume. Oh yeah, there's a guy over there spraying. Look at the chemtrail over there. There's just nothing but chemtrail rails. There he is, that little bad boy stuck in there. See him back there? Uh-huh. To go along with this, is they create that V chevron type thing. Saw that last night. Over 15 years, we have to ask ourselves, who is supplying the globalists with this chemical dumps? All this toxic waste that they're dumping in our sky. Those that if we can stop the production of the plume, then maybe we can. About 11 a.m. I'm out on my deck. I saw this guy lay this plume over top of the already existing dimming plume. All this stuff you see, this orange peel up here, all plume. And you can see right over here where the guy went through, there's the plume. And the guy right underneath him, look at that plume. So they're continuing to do those double rails and building up. You can see the soot already fallen from previous rails. Cloudoids built up from the frequencies. That's all plume that they use frequencies to fluff them up. You can see they're already black on the bottom. So those have been brewing for a while. You can see where the guy laced that plume there. Connect the cloudoids to the cloudoids. See? They're showing that on NBC Kids. If your kids are watching cartoons, you might want to take another look, because this is what they're promoting. Chemtrail plume, the cloudoids, right on the cartoons. And with the green sky, or bluish green. It's not blue. And look at these cloudoids sitting back here, just floating, waiting for something to happen. Cartoon in nature as usual. We know what's going on. Got another guy up there just moments later, spraying some plume. Look how slow he's going too. So the question be, for you non-believers who are still locked in the belief systems, is how can these jets go so slow and then have all this plume? That's the question you need to ask yourself. And I'm losing them here. I lost him. Somewhere in there. There he is. Silver bullet again. It's about 1:30 and we're looking at a double rail formation there. Look at that guy spun that rail. Got another rail right there that the guy spun. In the midst of all these cloudoids they're able to fluff up. Another rail there. Cloudoid connecting. See what they're doing. Cloudoids in between the two trees once again. You see where a guy just went up there and laced a plume. Should have been out this way, but didn't. Huh. You can see the sky's all plumed up. We're around 2 o'clock. Alright, here we are, 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and this is why I finally get into the weather report and you can see what's going on. See the Arizona where I'm at with the blue dot? That's where all the chemtrailing, the cloudoids, everything they did. See what they're still doing to California. They're still moving it in, spraying a little our way. It moved out of New Mexico in through the heartland. You can see it go all the way up into Canada. The whole eastern sector completely covered with chemtrail activity. Look at Florida. Oh, God. People should be screaming. Here's something I found on YouTube. You can see where it says, weather woman forced to talk about chemtrails. Just listen to her explanation how ridiculous this is.
Fish, it's a little chilly for swimming, obviously, just still. These clouds, by the way, when you see these little trails that come off of planes that are going by, that's just a little bit of ice crystals in the very high altitudes.
Right.
These are cirrus clouds.
No, they're not.
Usually the sign of a system off to the west, and in this case, we do have one well off to the west. It'll bring in more clouds for tomorrow.
This is friggin' bullcrap. We know those are chemtrails. See how they're conditioning the public. You can't believe the mainstream media. There's a perfect example of what chemtrails are, and this woman's trying to blow them off. And if you believe this woman that they're contrails and ice crystals, then I'd have to admit you are an idiot. Come on, people. You gotta wake up to this. Now! There's no more time left. They're still out there spraying. Look at this guy's plume. You can see where he crossed the mark, got the grid going. He's still back in there spraying. You see that? You back it off. Let me show you his rail. Oh yeah. Right into those cloudoids. And then it comes out over here. See how it goes into the cloudoid. Christmas tree bulb effect as it disperses. All the way to the horizon. Horizon to the horizon. And these are nothing but just a bunch of cloudoids. You can see the black soot on the bottom. And all the white plasmatic dust sitting up there in the sky ready to fall. But there you can see the grid of the X as they continue to spray, dumbing us down. God dang. Here's something I found on the internet that might be interesting for you. I'm going to record it so it doesn't get deleted off the internet.
Document I know of that says that commercial jet airliners may be spraying us is the Welsbach seating patent, which states that aluminum oxide may be injected into the jet fuel. What I have seen a lot of evidence of are dedicated chemtrail spray planes. I believe the chemtrail spray planes are drones. They do not require pilots. The technology to fly jumbo jets remotely has been around for a long time. Experimental investigations on the ice-forming ability of various chemical substances. And then in 1962, we had patent number 3,274,035, and the title of it is Metallic Composition for Production of Hygroscopic Smoke. And this was granted. This patent was granted to Lore A. Burkhart and William G. Finnegan. And it describes how aluminum, barium, and strontium may be used as ingredients in, quote, a composition which produces hygroscopic smoke for use in influencing the weather. And then in 1964, we have U.S. patent number 3,140,207, and the title is Pyrotechnic Composition. And it's also authored by one author of the previous article I just mentioned, Lore A. Burkhart. That's L-O-H-R, middle initial A, last name B-U-R-K-A-R-D-T. And he and another author describe how in a Pyrotechnic Composition of 1964, this is a patent, he describes with the other author how aluminum can be used in compositions which have, quote, use in cloud seeding. I believe it's actually a completely counterfeit division of our military that's probably been created by the banksters without the proper authorizations and not through the proper channels. And I think that there's a cult of global warming attached to it as well. Number one is Raytheon. Everywhere you turn, it's Raytheon. They have all the HARP patents. They acquired Hughes Aerospace, which is probably a player in this project. They were big into radars, and I believe they worked with satellites as well. I'm actually reading some books right now about Hughes Aerospace, but they did a lot after Howard Hughes died. So they were one of the leading military contractors for a long time. They were acquired by Raytheon after doing work in weather modification and the atmospheric sciences, and they are, of course, the assignees of the Welsbach patents, and they are a public company, so shareholders could launch some type of revolt there. DARPA has been very instrumental in this whole thing all along. I think that they may be running the project, they're probably running the project above Raytheon, probably telling Raytheon what to do. Or that the internet may have been created as a network to record weather data, and DARPA has been instrumental in the HARP array up in Alaska. And then the last group that I would recommend would be the CIA. Well, it seems the more developed the country, then the more weather modification, the more of the new Manhattan Project they get. But this is my speculation. I think the chemtrail program is going to be shut down this year because the bankster establishment got caught on October 8th, 2013. Maybe you can tell me what happened on October 8th, 2013.
We had a crash, didn't we?
October 8th, 2013 was the date that the bankster establishment tried to detonate a nuclear bomb over Charleston, South Carolina. They came and dug up the nukes out of the ground at Dyess Air Force Base. Out of the Dyess Air Force Base, the people at the Air Force Base didn't even know they were there. And they dug them up, And guys at the base were like, what the heck is this? You're digging up nukes and now you're taking them out? Because these guys came and they just dug them up and started taking them out. And they asked them where they're going, and they said Charleston Harbor. Corporate media, they barely covered it. All they said was that the military nuke commanders got fired because they were using counterfeit poker chips. That was the Obama administration's attempt to purge the military of the good guys who prevented the nuke from being detonated over Charleston Harbor. They had the nuke dragged out way into the ocean and detonated under the water so that no one really knew it went off. But there are seismic reports. If you're running the military and you believe in the Constitution and you have people in your military who try to detonate a nuke over one of your own cities, you have to purge those people from the military. You have to retaliate. You have to confiscate their document. Well, you know, I do believe that there are many more good guys in our military than and I think that if the U.S. military turns their might against them, that they have no chance. And so, you know, what I think that has happened since then, our military has been able to, this is all speculation, but I think our military has since then probably had a chance to go over, you know, their whole thing and find out what all their operations are. Probably taken them some time to figure all this out. You know, it's going to take the military to shut this thing down. If it was easy to shut this thing down, it would have been shut down. Yeah, but I also wouldn't be surprised if the military held a press conference one day and said that they've shut the thing down. They were impersonating the military. This is not us. And, you know, they got away with it for a while. But we have now shut it down, and I think the public would applaud them. Of course, the corporate media would do whatever they do. Who cares?
Well, there you have it. There's a Coast to Coast with George Norrie. And a lot of it is speculation on the guy's part, but if you listen very hard and you can see between the lines, watch my videos, other videos, you can see that what he's saying is probably more than likely true. But as far as the chemtrail activity stopping in 2015, we're not seeing any evidence of that. So here at the Evan Faye YouTube channel, we're going to keep on plugging because we want this to stop. Just stepped outside my door, 3:30. Look at the double rails here. Look at this friggin' plume. Get a good look at it too. Look at that crap. Look at all this. There's the part of the plume there. And then here's the other guy's plume. God dang, the whole sky is just full of chemtrail plume. And nobody has a friggin' clue. And here comes another guy coming out of the west. He's up inside that plume. Let's see if I can reel him in a little bit better. There he is. It's just non-stop. This friggin' plume has to stop. We're waiting for that guy to come out of the plume, and there he is. Look at him. He's really going like a bat out of hell, too. Look at that stuff spew out of that back tail fin nozzle. Right into more plume. Wouldn't be surprised to see another guy coming the opposite way to cross the X. There's two jets right there, and this guy just started up his plume again. And a red bad boy just went by. Did you see that? There he is. And the red bad boy just went by. I don't know if it's going to show up. Let me see if I can nail him in here. And there's the red bad boy going the other way. They almost collided. They were that close. And is this another guy, or is that same plume? See the plume in there? My God! He headed right into that plume. Back on that plume, it's a red bad boy. Imagine that, it's a red bad boy. As they continue to plume up our skies. Crisscrossing X's and left and right and north and south and east and west, creating the grid work to cover our skies. There's that rail of red bad boy left, and seconds later we got this guy spraying some plume. We already know they're remote controlled. It's just never going to stop. No media coverage on this. Oh, it's ice crystals from, way high up. No, it's not. These jets are way too low for flight plans as he goes right into the plume. See that? So it's just non-stop. They double rail us. Wouldn't be surprised to see triple rails real soon here. And you can see what the guy did, went into that cloudoid. And what that does, it just makes more of a cloudoid. So then you think it's a real friggin' cloud. When are you people gonna get a hold of this and understand what's going on? This guy ought to be coming out right through there, and here he comes. And there he is. It's not that easy to understand, or it's real easy to figure out what they're doing. And there he is right there. Today has just been disastrous. Look at the friggin' plume everywhere. Those aren't clouds either. Don't kid yourself. It's time you wake up. Again, here's this guy spraying. All right, now I'm gonna pan over here, and we got this guy spraying. See what they're doing? Rail after rail, plume after plume, toxic waste after toxic waste. You can see the back tail fin nozzle on that one. A lot of these are drones, people. They're drones, remote controlled. We got the documentation. Just look up, start complaining to your city councils. It's about 5:30. And we're looking into that western sector, and you can see what they did. It's just ridiculous what they did. Look over here. You got the chemical rainbow again going on. But what I want to show you is over here, look at the wisps. Chemtrail activity lines everywhere. It's all chemtrailed. Look at way in the back here, where these wisps are. Get a good look. See the chemtrail there? Look at that line right through there as they connect the soots to the soots, and then this guy laced it right there and then stopped it. And I had assumed he's going to get it going again real soon here as he heads up, because you can see that plume. Just look how nasty that's dispersing. Okay, all this is already dispersed into wisps. The black soot on the bottom, that was all white earlier. Clouds don't go from white to black, we know this, and you'd be an idiot to think otherwise. Okay, plumed up here, and I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings by calling you an idiot. Those who watch the videos and are awake, this doesn't concern you. You're awake, you know what's going on. But I mean, this is just undeniable evidence of what the hell's going on here. Just look at that horizon, just full of gray, dusty soot. As I pan all the way around, look at that bomb. And when that collapses in the soot, where you can see it's already starting to collapse, oh, it's gonna be one nasty, nasty. Straight up here, you can see the soot falling from the sky. Over here, chemtrail plume, added to this already existing gray plume that some people think are a cloud. It's not. Okay, and then you got this plume here. I mean, they've been double railing everything. Sprayed all last night. We saw them. I got it on video. Just check out the September 27th video of the blood moon. You'll see it. Back over here in that southwestern sector. Look at the trail there, and all this is just chemtrail plume. It's just sickening that people allow this to happen. And like I said, back over here where that other guy laced that X, excuse me, we're going to show you back over here, remember? That line there and that line there. Now look at this guy. We're going to follow the rail all the way up. Look how he spews and spews, stop, spews, stop, spews, and he's still up there spraying. Excuse me, but this plume is giving you respiratory infection. And look at that son of a bitch up there spraying. Let's see if I can get him in a little bit better. Damn silver bullet. We already know that these are remote control now. No pilots in them. They can't trust the pilot, so they got them remote controlled. Getting back to that guy up in the plume, you can see that he's doming us. Let me take you back on the rail. Way back over here where it's all dispersed. And we'll take you right through it. Alright? You see where he turned it on? Right at that existing plume. Look how that's all spread out. Okay? Follow it up. It's straight up. He's going to dome us, and then he'll head down the horizon. God dang. It's ridiculous. And there he is up there with no plume now. Let's see if I can get him in. There he is. Same guy. Now how come he's not spraying now? Huh? That looks like he's got some type of a nozzle attachment on the back of that thing. Huh, lost him. But anyway, you saw what we saw. And then moments later, as I've headed into my driveway, I got this guy laying this rail. I'm gonna follow it up through the trees, right up there. As I turn it around, should be up in there somewhere. He's caught in the plume. He's up in that plume. We'll just hang out for a second and see when he comes out at the other side. And he was really covert as he snuck by me. And I ended up, he's over here now. All right, he's turning it off and on at will. You can see the blank spot he missed there. And it's right by that chemical rainbow right over there. So it's just non-stop spraying all day today. All day, just look at this. It's just rails after rails after rails. Huh. Look at the black soot back there. It used to be white. Remember? It used to be white. Just remember all these landmarks here. Look at the wisps here. Look how that's all wisping up. How can that be? Got to ask yourself these questions. Just a few seconds later, look what we got here. Another guy there spraying. All right, now I'm going to pan back all the way around. Just look at these rails. You can see the shadow rail in there again. Okay, look at this. Look at this plumer. Look at this guy. Right over the existing plume into blocking that western sun. See that? There's where you get your yellow sky, people, in the commercials. Look at the shadow rail back there. See the shadow rail? What the hell is going on? Look at the shadow rail in the center of that. Look how nasty that plume is. Look how nasty. Looks like a bomb went off. Look at that nasty plume. Then right next to him we got a guy over here spraying. Look at that son of a bitch. Look at him. Look how nasty that plume is. Trying to hold it steady so you can get a good look. Look how dirty the plume is in the center of that. Oh God, look at that plume. Haven't you people had enough of this yet? Weather forecast is pretty sunny. Huh, anything but. Look at this nasty plume. Still going. Equator to equator. Equator to equator. Look at that nasty plume. God damn, look at that nasty plume. Look at that plume. Look how fucking nasty that plume is. Oh my, have you ever seen the like? You think that's a friggin' contrail? You need to, oh my, you need to go into a sane asylum. Here's another guy up here spraying. He's been turning his on and off as well. Silver bullet. Back tail fin nozzle. Spitting and spurting. As this guy had just came out of the clouds this way. You can see the grid that they're building. He's in those clouds now. Turned off his plume. And there he comes out. He just turned his plumers back on. See what they do? And now he turned it off. He's sputtering. as it gets ready to probably turn on another tail. Now if you look, you can see the wing, it looks like it's missing. And that looks like a red tail. God, I wish I could just hold it in there for a second. But anyway, you see what's going on. It's not that hard to figure out. Look at that nasty plume. You people deserve to get what you get. You put up with this crap. Horizon to horizon, breathing in the soot. Seconds later, this is a non-stop 6 o'clock assault here in Arizona. Look at this guy, blue bottom silver bullet. He's spraying some nasty plume. Freaking blue bottom. Haven't we had enough? Oh, we just had a near collision with this guy and this guy. See what they're doing? One invisible plume, one non. See his little bit of plume? And this guy with no plume, he's up inside the plume, but he's not spraying anything. Yet. Jeez. But here's what he left. You can see he spun that, and he spun that, and now he's not spinning anything yet. And he's right up here. Somewhere. See if I can reel him in. There he is. Wonder if he'll turn his injectors back on. Back on this plume disbursement, look at triple rails, 1, 2, 3, and a big mess there. It was all trailed. But look, just get a look at this plume. Look at that black soot back in that southern horizon. Looks like something that come out of your nose with the flu. Well, it's about 6:30, 6:45. I've had enough of this crap. You can see they're still railing us. Here's 2 new fresh rails that just went by. One there. And then where's the other one? It should be right above that. Right there. See it? Oh yeah. As I keep panning into that western sector where the sunset went, you can really see the rails there. See the double rails? Most of the soot and the wisps have all dissipated and fallen from the sky. As we always know it does. Gives you the illusion of those clouds. And it just falls in the wisps like that as the soot falls from the sky. You people have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.